Much of what I wanted to say has already been said, but that's only a few things. First of all, there's about 22,000 gun laws on the books already. And more proof that they don't work. The crazy person in Norway that killed 69 children in a school, even though Norway has very strict gun laws. And William Spangler, who just recently killed 2 New York State firemen, even though he was banned from owning firearms. Guns aren't even necessarily this kind of violence. In China, where guns are completely banned, they've had the same problem in schools with mass murders with knives and hatchets. Gun laws aren't the answer. Better facilities and procedures for criminally insane is what is necessary, along with curtailing the violence on television, motion pictures, video games, as they did with comic books back in the 50s. That's the answer for that. And as far as the large capacity magazines, a good reason for them is the Crown Heights riots, the Rodney King riots, the Chicago Bull riots, the riots after Hurricanes Andrew and Katrina.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon. As a parent of school-age children, I understand the concern for safety, and I feel for the families of the tragedies recently. But I come here today to voice my opposition to the current Assembly bills, the anti-gun bills, and to defend the Second Amendment. I would encourage anybody concerned with this issue, considering the laws we already have in the state, to go and get your own firearms purchaser's ID card and go through the background check. And there's already a mental health background check, and then see if you don't feel safe already going through this. That law-abiding citizens that own the guns, and it will do no further good to criminalize people that own guns and obey the laws.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And I think the common theme with all the tragedies is mental health and guns and keeping the two apart. And I differ with the NRA in this, and I see no reason that any gun owner shouldn't have a safe or a gun locker to secure their weapons at home. Especially in New Jersey, where you're not carrying them around because they're not a carry state.
Thank you, sir. Again, please, members of the audience, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Just some points to be made about the upcoming bills that are approaching the legislators and whatnot. It's not so easy to get a gun permit. I've been trying for over a year. I have no criminal record, but was arrested for something that happened in 1975 when I was 17. I'm 55 now. I don't drink or do drugs. I'm the father of a 6-year-old girl. Gun control doesn't work. Chicago and Washington, D.C. have the highest gun and crime and murder rates in the country, while at the same time have the strictest gun laws in the nation. Politicians who would restrict your ownership of guns send their own children to schools that have armed guards, and many have armed bodyguards themselves. More people were killed in Chicago recently in one weekend than in Afghanistan, where we're at war. Magazine size restriction is arbitrary. Bad guys will have large ammo magazine clips, regardless of what the laws are. Law-abiding citizens are the only ones affected by magazine size restrictions. A woman recently in her home shot and attacked her to protect herself and a young child from a crowbar-wielding intruder 5 times, and he was still able to escape the house and drive away. Store owners in the LA riots several years ago were only able to protect themselves by being burned down by rioters because they had AR-15s with 30-round magazine clips. What would have prevented a tragedy like at Newtown? Professional armed guards at school. Teachers with voluntary concealed carry permits with fingerprints gun safe at their desk if they choose to do that. Adam Lance's mother keeping her gun under lock would have prevented the tragedy.
Sir, if I could just ask you to sum up, please.
Or a little bit to go.
Or submit your comments.
Perhaps deputizing law-abiding gun owners who could act in an emergency or a Good Samaritan law, where a legal gun owner without a carry permit could take his gun out of the house to confront a gun-wielding criminal, so not to punish the one who is obviously there to prevent crime or save lives. Adam Lanza was a criminal who broke the law, not a legal gun holder, according to the information being given by the media. Restricting law-abiding citizens from exercising their Second Amendment right will not reduce gun violence. On the contrary, as evidenced by the crime rates in Chicago and Washington, it will increase it.
Sir, thank you, please.
I would just want to sum by saying that those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. Quote by
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Byron Lawyer. I am one of the directors of Central Jersey Rifle and Pistol Club. We are a 3,200 member club. We have 70 new members coming in this evening on our monthly thing. Out of that 3,200, no one killed anyone today. As a matter of fact, I doubt they even threatened anyone. We have a mental health problem. 5 miles from here is Marlborough State Hospital, which was closed. Greystone is closed. Why? Where do those people go? Do we just give them drugs and let them walk on the street? The classic example is what happened up in Newtown. His mom was thinking about having him committed. We have a person here that has a problem. We have a mental health issue in this country, not a gun issue. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd also like to call up, so they're ready to speak, Stephen Malm, M-A-L-M, Tom Pappas, Fred Reel, R-I-E-H-L, Travis Boyce. I can't make out the next first name, but it's O'Connor is the last name. You individuals step forward, please. Yes, sir.
Yeah, hi, my name is Kevin O'Grady. I live right up the road. First of all, I wanted to say that the #1 website on the internet, the #1 website, if you value your family, your freedom, and your Constitution, as well as the Second Amendment, is jbs.org. If you're undecided, I think most of you people have decided where you stand, but if you really want to empower yourself as a United States citizen in the greatest country in the world, go to jbs.org, J for John, B for Brown, S for Sam.org. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
My name is Paul Draper. I think what we have is an overabundance of laws and no action. I believe that we should make New Jersey a free carry state. That would drop our crime rate instantly. A man once said that to perform an action and to look for a different result each time he performs it is an idiot. And I believe that's what we're doing by enacting gun law after gun law after gun law that's not enforced. And that man's name was Albert Einstein. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Hi. When this commission was formed, the governor came out and said something that I found very interesting. He said he doesn't believe that armed guards in schools are appropriate for New Jersey. I find this very amusing because I'm looking around and I'm seeing a room full of very able-bodied men with a lot of guards, armed ones. We thank you for your service, but we're okay. We're safe. So I find that amusing because, you know, I also watch National Geographic and I see the lions going to hunt on the savannas and they leave behind the cubs with another lion, which is fully weaponized, teeth and claws. Yet we send our children in completely defenseless situations. That seems crazy to me. We still have hyenas. They just don't like hyenas anymore, but we still have them. The other thing I wanted to say was, you know, medication is important. People who have actual mental health problems need medication. There's no doubt about that. But the CDC recently told us that in 2011, 11% of teenagers are on some form of antidepressant or mood-altering medication. Now, I see the ads on TV when I watch my Savannah shows, and they tell me that one of the most common side effects is violence and thoughts of suicide. Now, I know we live in New Jersey, big pharma state. Kind of hard to make that political case easily. But we have a fairly courageous government. Maybe you should start having a conversation about that. Lastly, I will one last point.
You can just stop.
Sure. Our legislators tell us that assault weapons and high-capacity clips are meant to be shot from the hip and kill lots of people. I'm sure this will come to a surprise to all our police officers who have switched their shotgun for assault weapons lately. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
How do you follow that? Hi, my name is Steve Mullman. I'm a husband, father, the son of a Port Authority police officer and a law-abiding gun owner here in Monmouth County. Thank you for making this forum available to me. I'm going to go past some of my general comments, which I think you've heard, and I will leave you with a written copy of what I have. But some of the common threads of some of the legislation that we have here I feel very concerned about. New Jersey gun owners have lived for years with an ongoing New Jersey version of an ill-defined assault weapons ban, which already mandates very strict limits and regulations on semi-auto rifles, pistols, 15-round magazine limit, and a ban on gun show sales within New Jersey. And we have complied, investing in those firearms that are legal under the statutes, peacefully owning them, becoming proficient with them for self-defense and other legal uses. We do not contribute to the crime, and we do not present a danger to the general public. Now, the redefinition of firearms we legally own are being proposed at the federal and state levels that would make many of them illegal except through grandfathering and intrusive registration. Unable to be transferred or inherited inherited by family members in the future. This is an outright ban played out over several decades and should not be supported in New Jersey. As far as background checks, we're already subjected to felony and mental health background checks when applying for a firearm ID. Then every time that we apply for a pistol purchase permit, and a felony check is done at every NICS check during point of sale of any firearm in New Jersey. Other than making sure that mental illness data is properly flagged in the federal NICS database, additional background checks are unnecessary and redundant. The intrusion of some